hide, as it were, and this will become even more evident when we go into the auditorium. It's now a meeting place. We do have meetings here occasionally where members of the company will talk, to supporters. It's also used for first night parties, and it's also a place where you can order individual drinks before the show. There is an area just behind there which sometimes is used as an art gallery. I don't know if any of you are associated with journalism at all, but that's where the ladies and gentlemen of the press are entertained on press night. It's not to bribe them, so they give good reviews. They're very kind, they do that anyway. But and on occasions we have special days here where we have music played, people can have their coffee here and brunch, and there are various talks given on various aspects of certain productions. Again, it's a place which is open for the public. This is something which is going to continue when the theatre reopens. When I first came to Stratford, I'm dating myself now, in 1962, one thing I noticed in the foyer of the old theatre were these very large pictures, and we've got a touch of that now. We've got photographs from the current production of Romeo and Juliet. You didn't get to see David Tennant as Hamlet, that's as near as we can take you. David Tennant, Patrick Stewart, Oliver Ford Davis, who is known to some people, Penny Downey, and Mariah Gale, who is one of the young female actors for the company. She joined us for the complete works. She returned for the season, and she's now going to be part of the new ensemble, which are rehearsing at the moment in London. You might wonder about the Christmas tree and the picture behind you. Don John, of course, is not by William Shakespeare, but during the complete works, various companies came and did their own interpretation. We've got a company called Knee-High, who are based in Cornwall, and they take various stories and retell them. And this was our sort of Christmas show, a retelling of Don Giovanni. It's now touring. If anyone is in the area hasn't seen it, it is going to Birmingham, it's going to Warwick Arts Centre, it's also going to Bristol. When we go in a moment, if you haven't been in here before, we have just not a game exactly, and there's no obligation. When we get in, look around you and look above. And then after a few minutes, I'm not going to say anything for those few minutes, but some of you might like to say the first word that comes into your head. The reason I ask, ladies and gentlemen, is we're so fortunate, we have people from all over the world coming here. And it's so exciting, we just don't know what nationalities are going to be at each performance. It's a privilege for us when people are so enthusiastic like yourselves. But there's one word, it doesn't matter where the people come from or what their language is, they tend to use the same word. Let's see if we can find it out today. Okay, like to follow me now, please?
And this is the Hamlet we saw. It closed the 10th. Okay. That's the Hamlet we saw. Mm-hmm.
So I guess it was here and then they moved it to
They
London?
moved it, I guess.
No, it's the same one.
Yes. It's the same one we saw, yeah.
Yeah, but like, was that picture taken when they performed it here?
No, I don't think so. What? All right, we're heading to the theater. Let's see. Okay.
That's why I asked you that, so you can, wherever you want to sit.
Wow is my word. Wow.
That's fine down there. I'll try and pitch my voice so you can catch what I'm going to say, all right? Oh. Yes, of course you may.
Oh, I don't want to be here. In this aisle. This is beautiful.
Okay, just, if you will, please, ladies and gentlemen, take in what you see literally all around and all up there. I will try during the course of the tour to point out the importance of various aspects of what you see above. Remembering that in this theatre, when you see a show, you don't necessarily see everything down there. You can see a lot up there as well. We like to feel it's got a very special feel. The other thing you might be interested to know is that all this, when the theatre actually ceases to be the Courtyard, it can all be recycled. And something which you might find rather interesting is that when the company took their productions of the histories in March last year to London, to the Roundhouse, they actually recreated this in the Roundhouse space, so that the London audiences could actually have the same experience as the audiences here in Stratford. Well, now, please, are there any sort of words that come to... I've heard one or two already, so, you know. Any words that people like to just throw at me?
Red.
Red?
Wow.
Wow. Anything else?
Stadium.
Sorry?
Sort of like a stadium.
Yeah, stadium.
Mystery.
Films?
Film studio.
Film studio, yep. Raw.
You said one.
It has got that raw approach. Now, the seats are very comfortable, we feel, but they're going to be more comfortable in the new theatre. This is a prototype. The word, incidentally, which we have had it is wow. We have people, as I say, from all over the world, and they use that wow factor. The company have been experimenting since 2006. The first production here was Henry VI, Part 1, directed by Michael Boyd. And ever since then, the company are experimenting with staging and particularly with sound. Bear with me a second. These aren't very elegant, but they are there to make certain that when the actors speak, that their words don't just go anywhere, everyone is going to hear, because of course in Hamlet, Hamlet doesn't say we'll see a play, we'll hear a play. Mm-hmm. As you will observe, this is based on an Elizabethan playhouse with the galleries. Some of you may have been to the Globe Theatre in London. All right, the Globe Theatre is different in that A, it's open to the elements, B, you've got room for the groundlings, but it's still the same principle with a thrust stage and the audience around. And of course, William Shakespeare and his contemporaries, they didn't have a lot of scenery. As the years went on, the scenery got more elaborate. And Shakespeare tells you, and we'll stay with Shakespeare at the moment, he is our house dramatist, he tells you in the lines, doesn't he, where you are, who's coming on, what they're wearing. The director of this present production, Neil Bartlett, he came here in 2007 with the production of Twelfth Night. And he said, when he first came into this theatre, he thought, great, let's just concentrate on what is there. Obviously, the audience are important. This stage, this special stage, as one of the actors said, you can't hide on there, but the relationship they can have with the audience, those sitting there, even up here. You might like to also try and hazard a guess by the time we get down there, how many entrances and exits a director and cast have got to play with when they're using this stage. If you have a good glance here, and you get a better glance in a moment when we're up there, it actually represents the human body. The trunk, the arms, the legs. The reason for that was the first productions were the histories, and if any of you saw those, where Juliet's tomb is, there was a huge tower. And you had great iron doors that opened out to let in various warring factions of the forces of York and Lancaster. You could actually have a sort of, a top area. You have stairs going up there, and it represented like a sort of helmet. So it was meant to sort of signify this is the body of England. But it's a terrific area for any production. You might also wonder about this great tube going around here. Not very elegant. It's to do with air conditioning and soundproofing. There'll be something similar in New Theatre, but it will be covered up. it's known affectionately as the Red Sock. Okay, I suppose